Howdy, my name is Ariel Lewis.
I'm Jack Shutt.
I'm Alex.
Thomas.
And I'm Evan, and today we're going to be producing a kosher meat kolache. What is a kolache? A kolache is a delicious pastry which can have various combinations of fruit, cheese, and meat inside of a fluffy dough. The kosher kolache we will be making is simply a meat kolache which requires cooked sausage and baking bread. Market. Who eats kosher products? The kosher market is $100 million a year market and appeals to not only kosher observant Jews, but also Muslims and Seventh-day Adventists, vegans and vegetarians, general consumers who believe that kosher is a healthy, safe, and better choice, also individuals with dietary restrictions such as lactose intolerance, gluten intolerance, and shellfish allergies.
So ingredients. All ingredients should have a kosher certification or be innately kosher in nature. To make a kosher kolache, you'll need the following. 1 cup of soy milk, 8 tablespoons of kosher margarine, 1 tablespoon active dry yeast, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 2 egg yolks from kosher birds such as chickens, and 1 pack of 8 kosher sausages of your choice. For example, Hebrew National. And these are just some pictures of the ingredients that are used to make the kolache.
The ingredient status, soy milk and kosher margarine are both kosher. However, if they are produced on equipment used for dairy, the equipment must be properly kosherized and labeled by a certified kosher inspection agency and display DE for dairy equipment. Kosher brand salt is inherently kosher and follows the grain requirements for being kosher. The kosher meat chosen should be clearly labeled and certified by a kosher agency. The brand Hebrew National follows all kosher requirements in the production of their meat products. Kosher eggs come from a kosher bird such as chickens and are considered parve. The process of making, first warm soy milk and 4 tablespoons of kosher margarine in a pan until the butter substitute has melted. Second, in a large bowl, add yeast, sugar, salt, and 1.5 cups of flour and whisk that together. And then you'll pour milk and melted margarine and stir until the sticky dough has formed. And then we'll cover that and let it sit for 30 minutes. And then third, while the sticky dough sits, we will beat together the egg yolks and the oil and add the eggs into the flour mixture and blend together thoroughly. We'll slowly add some of the remaining 2 to 2.5 cups of flour into the mix until the dough is soft but not sticky.
Continuation of making the kolache. You want to turn the dough out onto a heavy floured surface and knead for about 10 minutes, or at least until it's smooth. Place the kneaded bread into an oiled bowl covered and allow to rise. After the dough has risen, punch it out and divide into 8 even pieces. Next, flatten the pieces and place 1 kosher sausage onto each dough and roll it close, pinching the sides totally and seize the sausage. Place on an oil baking sheet. A rabbi must then start the oven and preheat it to 375 degrees. Bake for around 15 to 18 minutes or until the dough is light and brown. Then brush melted margarine over the top and serve warm. Some of the control points. All ingredients sourced must be kosher for a kosher kolache to be produced. All ingredients listed above are kosher and thus fit the requirements detailed in kosher food law. And the oven used to bake the kolache must be turned on, used by a rabbi. Bread should be parve, separation of meat and dairy, and not acceptable during Passover.
The detail of the control points. The first concern is that it is unacceptable for dairy to be put into bread. Traditional kolache dough is made with milk and butter. To stay true to the traditional recipe and remain in the bounds of kosher food requirements, soy milk substitutes milk and kosher margarine substitutes butter. The other control point needed to be considered when producing a meat kolache is the kosher requirement to separate meat and dairy. The use of non-dairy substitutes in the dough ensures that there is no pairing of the meat and dairy. When consuming the kolache, one should not also consume dairy. Because the bread is leavened, the kosher kolache is not acceptable during Passover. And these are some details of the references that we used for that.